But does it though? Like, let's really ask ourselves, does that really make a good trailer if I spoil everything in the middle? In a movie. If the movie, I've seen everything in the movie on the trailer, why the heck am I going to go see the movie? Like, what are we talking about here? Yeehaw, all ye landlubbers, it's your gaming pirate SBZPlays, and we're back with another video, and today we're actually going to be reacting to why people aren't happy with Pokemon Legends Z-A. I really don't understand it, and I want to get somebody else's perspective, so we're going to go through this video and check it out.
Since they announced Pokemon Legends Z-A, I have been on board, completely on board with the whole entire concept. I am one of those people who absolutely loved Legends Arceus to pieces, so just any kind of follow-up to that at all, absolutely cool, great. Active battle system, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Takes place in a city, okay, it's a weird idea, but I'm still open to it.
Right.
You know, I'm having a hard time seeing in my head how you're gonna do it, but like I am open to you proving that you can. When they first revealed it, they only showed Pokemon wandering around these wild, quote-unquote wild areas that were really just city streets. And I'm like, okay, like that's fine. I don't want it to only be that. But again, like I'm open to you like proving that you can do this. And yet trailer after trailer after trailer, like I keep waiting. The next one is gonna be the one that really sells me on the city idea and makes it not seem weird. You know, that because that's the thing. Up until like this entire time, it's just seemed weird. After every trailer, it still looks a little bit weird. And I'm just like, okay, maybe next time, maybe next time. There's just been this sense the entire time that and obviously I've talked about it endlessly. I'm finally addressing the whole entire thing in a video. It's just seemed like they were holding back something, you know, like
I still feel that. I still feel like they're holding back something. There's no way that they would give us everything, you know, right out the box from the gameplay of the demo to, you know, all of the stuff that we've actually wanted to see in this. I feel like there's more content coming. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't feel as though this is it. But I know a lot of people are feeling like this is it. So let's continue forward.
It looked so strange seeing a player running around and catching wild Pokemon.
Exactly. Pokemon never shows you everything in a game before it comes out. So why is everybody just going to the left? You know? All right.
Pokemon, just like regular old city streets. There's got to be something else. I'm waiting for the something else. I'm waiting for even just slightly more natural looking areas. Obviously, it's not just city streets. There are like, okay, there's like the little creek.
See, that's cute.
Or whatever you want to call it. There are places with a little bit more grass or.
Okay. Here's my gripe. All right. And maybe it's because I'm of the ethnic race, but can we please get ethnic hairstyles besides braids? Can I get some dreadlocks at least? Come on. All right, let's. Sorry, I've been holding that in. I'm sorry.
Trees a bit, but I'm waiting for more. Waiting. Always waiting for more. And they just released the like pre-launch overview trailer. You know, there's always like a kind of a longer overview trailer. We'll probably get one more pre or launch trailer.
Right.
But a launch trailer never really reveals anything. It's just kind of like the final trailer before it comes out, just to like remind you of all the stuff. The overview trailer is kind of like where if there's anything else to tell us, that's where they're going to tell us. Usually not a lot of like new stuff. Like basically we're long enough in the process. The game is very close to being released in a couple weeks now.
Okay.
Like,
well, I mean, we're
I
days
think we've
away.
seen it all. I think we've probably seen everything that this game has to offer. And yet here I am watching the overview trailer, and still that extra something is not there. That extra little thing that's like, here's why it makes sense to have a bunch of wild Pokemon just wandering around city streets next to sidewalks and piles of garbage and stuff. Like it just I don't know. Just kind of felt like this was sort of their last chance. And so now, yeah, I'm really just like, yeah, I think this might be it. I think this really might be it. So I mean, obviously, like I've got to address the whole idea that there could still be something that they are keeping a secret. Naturally,
yeah,
catacombs comes to it. That's really like
something.
That's the big thing that we're all crossing our fingers about. Because,
like, does everybody just have a gripe with the fact that it's just in one designated area? Like, why are we upset with the fact that it's just in one area? Like, you know what I'm saying? Okay, granted, most Pokemon games, you have different routes and different places, but in Arceus, they took away battles with trainers, right? We have battles with trainers back in. They took away the gym situation, and now we have it back in, and we're upset at the fact that it's in one place. I don't know. I just feel like we're nitpicking at this point.
It's like Lumiose City is based on Paris, France, and under Paris, it's hard to say, catacombs. There's like, you know, however long ago they dug out these just like humongous catacombs. I'd love to visit someday. It sounds really, really scary and really, really cool. But yeah, like there's this big underground network under Paris. Crazy, just absolutely crazy to imagine it. And you know, like the Pokemon Company, they really, really like to they really run with their inspirations. Okay. You know, everything they do is very, very deliberate. All of their, really everything they do. The Pokemon designs, the world designs, you know, we get on their case for being like cheap and not cooking their games enough before releasing them, yada, yada. But like they never, ever skimp in this department. They always deliver when it comes to just that like conceptual development, the, you know,
exactly.
the lore, so to speak. So it seems like a really, really good chance that if they're gonna make a big game like this that's focused entirely on a place that's based on Paris, of course they would want to utilize the catacombs. And so it's definitely possible that somewhere in the game it'll be utilized. Maybe that's where like the end of the game, like, oh, the last boss went underground and you get like one.
And granted, we are getting DLC in February. You know what I'm saying? We are getting DLC in February that has story DLC. So, I mean, there's a good chance that we could have this game by October and then be done with it by December. And now we're looking for more content. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a chance.
Little area that's like the catacombs or something, maybe. But of course, the hope is that there's a big catacombs area to explore, and they have kept it a secret. And I think we probably wouldn't have even imagined this. Like, I don't even think this idea would have been on the table. Like, game companies don't usually keep secrets. They want to give you all of the information, especially visual information, that may make you more likely to play a game. You know, when you're showing the trailer, that's why we have these problems sometimes, you know, Nintendo, last generation especially. There were a few games where they just spoiled everything in the trailer, because that makes for such a good trailer when you're just assaulting the viewer with all of these different places.
But does it though? Like, let's really ask ourselves, does that really make a good trailer if I spoil everything in the middle? Like, if I spoil everything in the trailer, like, okay, let's use a movie, for example, right? In a movie, if the movie, I've seen everything in the movie on the trailer, why the heck am I going to go see the movie? Like, what are we talking about here? Like, give me some mystery. You know what I'm saying? Give me some mystery as to why I want to play this game. Like, okay, perfect example. Hades. Hades 2 came out, and the whole time I'm like, yo, this looks really good, which encouraged me to go play Hades 1, which I love, which encourages me to get Hades 2. But I don't see all of what Hades is, because I didn't know that Hades was one of those games like when you die, you come back to the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Like Donkey Kong, we didn't know K. Rool was the big bad. Right. We didn't know that. We thought it was just the company, the Void Company. You know what I'm saying? Which was just a placeholder.
You can go and enemies you can fight. I really can't blame them. It does make for a really exciting showcase of a game. So yeah, we don't usually get secrets. And the only reason we're even considering this is because of Tears of the Kingdom. It's a very similar situation. Not only did Nintendo keep a secret, but also a secret about an underground place. Until they launched Tears of the Kingdom, we did not know that the depths existed at all.
Hello.
I still think that's amazing. Like I have my criticisms about that game, sure, but like I still think it's awesome that Nintendo was willing and able to pull that off. Incredible. And there was so much more about the game that they showed off, and it already looked like a big game. And then you play the game and you discover that it was amazing. So there's at least this chance, because we have that prior experience. Okay, well, like maybe there are catacombs in this game. Maybe that's why these trailers feel a little bit weird, a little bit bare bones.
Yeah, maybe that's why
is something about the game they're not telling us, and
maybe that's why it seems basic. Like, let's let the game come out before we make our judgments. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's probably why it seems like, oh, this is kind of dull. But then we're comparing it to a whole completely different game with a whole completely different art style and a whole completely different strategy with evolutions and everything. Digimon. That's a whole completely different situation. You can't compare Pokemon to Digimon because Digimon has a whole different evolution situation. And then you can go up in evolutions and then come down in evolutions and do whatever you want to do with the evolutions, because the Pokemon, the Digimon are basically humans. You know, but then again, who am I to judge? Because I never watched the show, never played any of the video games. How should I know?
But like, I don't know, that idea, it seems unlikely that they wouldn't use the catacombs at all. But I think it also seems really unlikely that if the catacombs are a really big part of the experience, Pokemon would want to keep that a secret. I don't know why Pokemon would want to keep anything a secret. There's no... Pokemon, they like to sell games. They like to make the money with the games. And if there is something, some piece of information that's going to...
Again, can we get ethnic hairstyles? Can we?
Like, why would they hold that back? So I really don't know there. And I am certainly hopeful, because that would help. That would really help, especially because they could do whatever they wanted with the catacombs. They could make them whatever size. You could have bigger, more cavernous areas. And I don't know. It would be cool. You could even have like a little kind of a dungeon system. I think that'd be amazing. It'd be a huge missed opportunity.
Right. Dungeon would be cool.
But here's the thing, though. Even that would not necessarily be like a miracle cure to this whole thing. It would be great. It would definitely make the game feel more...
Like, what if the gym battles are in the dungeon? Like, that would be like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh.
Full, like complete. Like, I just think the game does look like it has a lot going for it. And like, yeah, don't get me wrong. Like, I am still excited for it. I really have to make...
Hold on. Go back. Did you guys see that? That's got to be underground. We just answered our question with the footage. It's right there. Right there. This is underground. Or in some kind of place. I don't know. It looks like underground. Am I tripping? Is the contrast too bad? I don't know. You guys let me know. That looks underground. I feel like we just answered the question. Pay attention to the footage. I sound like the Cosby. Oh, I'm going down the mountain and and oh, there's the tree.
It has a lot going for it. And like, yeah, don't get me wrong. Like, I am still excited for it. I really have to make that clear. I think feature-wise, the game still looks great. Love the battle system. Love the whole, the Z-A Royale system. It looks like there's still going to be a lot of content, a lot of Pokemon to catch, a lot of trainers to fight, a lot of story to get through. Sure. It's just that, like, any game needs variety. You need a variety of areas to explore. And that's been the problem here, is that there's like no variety in any of the footage they've shown us. The first trailer to the most recent trailer, they've all looked the same. They've all looked basically identical. You're moving through these basically identical city areas. And the frustrating thing is that it's kind of like what we have seen has not even lived up to a very basic idea of this kind of game that anybody could imagine. Like again, Pokemon, they're usually really, really good at taking a concept and a setting and really exploring it and really delivering a lot in that department. And yet we're looking at these trailers and being like, all right, a Pokemon game where there are wild Pokemon in a city, like just say those words and what comes to mind? I'm imagining, okay, well here, did you know that cities have these things? These things, maybe you've not seen one, maybe Pokemon Company hasn't seen one. They have these things called parks.
Right.
They have parks.
They have other places.
And even though it's a...
Guys, and I know it's not you guys. But we're nitpicking here, guys. We're nitpicking the game before it even comes back. Like, can we stop nitpicking? Honestly, like, let's just play the game and then talk about it later. I understand. No, you say, sorry, Mr. Video Man, but the second you ask $60 for a product is the second I start scrutinizing you for the level of quality of the product you're providing and asking me to purchase. And I get that. Because it's $60 to $70, $60 for the Switch 1 and then $70 for the Switch 2. I get that. It should have a specific amount of quality and a specific amount of situations that, come up. But the issue I'm having here is the fact that we're trying to expect GTA level Pokemon situations from a Nintendo console. Nintendo has always been the budget console, guys. Let's really ask ourselves, what has been the budget console for years? What has been the console that has the least amount of graphics, but the Christian mom would let you play it? Nintendo. And because of that, yes, it's the highest grossing property of all time. Graphics low and all.
Yeah, this is how the whole place used to be. This is how this entire...
I pretty much got the gist of this. This has frustrated me. All right, everybody. If you liked it, let me know. If you didn't, I kind of got frustrated halfway through, which is why I didn't really finish it. I feel like he kind of made his point. He was kind of just going in circles. So if you are still going to get Pokemon Legends Z-A, let me know in the comment section below. And if you're not going to get it and you're going to go to Digimon, let me know that too. I would just love to check that out. And also on the next slide, you'll see what YouTube recommends because they think this is something that you would like. So, peace.